Hey everyone, and welcome to February's TBR Assemble. If you don't know what TBR Assemble is, I'll leave a link to the original video up above where I go through all of the rules, but essentially this is my monthly Avengers based TBR game where I move up this board and then pick out character cards which have prompts on, which then give me the books that I'm going to be reading. There is also a extra special little trip around the MCU as well that I use that I'll go through in a minute, but right now let's just get into the roles and exactly what I'm reading. So today we're going to be using a little Spider-Gwen here because Madam Web is coming out, and Spider-Gwen, Madam Web is all part of the Spider-Verse, so we're going to start where we finished off last time, which was at 21, and let's go for roll number 1, which is a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is Green Comics. So let's have a look. I'm going to go here, I think, and that is Stan Lee. Any comic I want. I love this card. I love this card so much. For my first roll, I got Stan Lee, which is to read any comic I want, so I'm going for some Madam Web. I'm not entirely sure which ones I'm going to be going for right now because that's all going to be part of my research, but I'm most probably going to end up reading some Madam Web as part of my research for the movie coming out. I'm not the most excited about this movie because it is part of the Sonyverse, and I think this is going to be set in an entirely different universe compared to everything else, but it is part of the Spider-Verse and I am reasonably interested in it, so I will still be seeing the movie, and that means I need to do some research as well for the comic book sanctum, so I'll be reading some Madam Web, and also, let's be honest, probably some Spider-Man as well, because if I'm reading about the Spider-Verse, I'm probably going to want to read some Spider-Man as well, let's be honest with ourselves. Roll number 2 is another 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is red, so that is retellings for the Reality Stone. Right, let's find this out, and I think I'm going to go this side again just because it's calling to me. That is Agent May, a lesser known book. I'll have a think on that one. Not sure what I'm going to go for on that one yet, but I'll have a think. My next prompt was Agent May, which is to read a lesser known retelling, so I'm going for Soul of Stars. This is the sequel to Heart of Iron, which is a sci-fi retelling of Anastasia, and I quite enjoyed Heart of Iron when I read it 2 years ago now, I think it was. Either way, I read it a couple of years ago now and quite enjoyed myself, and I've been wanting to read the sequel ever since. So now is the perfect opportunity to do this, and also this is one of my priority books for the year, so I'm getting it off the priority list as well, which is awesome. And the reason why I'm counting it as a lesser known retelling is just because I haven't seen that many people talking about it, and for me that means it's a lesser known retelling. Roll number 3 is a 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is blue, so that is the space zone. So that is some sci-fi. I'm going to go this side again because it's worked quite well so far. Loki continuous series, and it continues to go brilliantly well on the prompts. And then roll number 4, and this is going to be my final roll for the month, and that is another 6. Okay then, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is orange, which means fan fiction. Brilliant. And then before I got fan fiction, the final prompt I got was Loki, which is to continue a sci-fi series. So I'm going for A Second Chance by Jodie Taylor. This is the 3rd one in the Chronicles of St. Mary series, which is a absolutely hilarious sci-fi series all about a group of historians who have access to time travel and the absolute chaos they get into across time. It is absolutely brilliant. I've really enjoyed the first 2, so I'm now really excited to continue on with this series and get to the 3rd one. I don't know what this one's about specifically because I like to go into these without much knowledge, but I am still very excited to read it. And then you're probably thinking, that's quite short. I usually do 6 rolls and this time I've only done 4, but there's a good reason for that, and that is because I have a vlog project that I'm also going to be doing for the first couple of weeks in February because I want to get it out by Valentine's Day. So So you can look forward to that. At the moment I'm not going to talk that much about what I'm planning to read because I kind of want it to be a little bit of a surprise when the video goes up, but there is a couple of other things that I do actually want to mention in this video. The first one is The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. This is the sequel to The City We Became, and this is all about when the city of New York gets big enough and it suddenly sort of becomes sentient, and that means it has avatars, and those avatars are then trying to save New York from like a multiversal threat. And I really enjoyed the first one. My mum has just finished this one and said it was really good, and now I'm really motivated to read it so we can talk about it. So I am also going to be reading The World We Make. There is also Murderbot, which is essentially about a sentient robot that basically just wants to spend their time watching TV and things like this, but keeps on being like dragged into various different things instead. I really enjoy this series. I've started rereading it from the beginning, so I'd like to continue on with that this month while I can get them all from my library. And then finally there is my Gwenpool pick, which means I'm going to be reading a Portal fantasy, and there is no better time to pick Portal fantasy than when a new Shauna Maguire Wayward Children book is coming out, and I am so excited for this because I'm going to be reading the latest one, which is Mislaid in Parts Half Known. I do not know what this one's about because I never know what these books are about going into them. I just know I really enjoy the Wayward Children series, I know I really enjoy Shauna Maguire's work, and I know I'm going to love this one because there are dinosaurs on the cover. I've been told that there's not that many dinosaurs within this book, but I don't care because dinosaurs. So I'm very excited for this one as well and cannot wait to read it. And that is my February TBR. That looks really manageable, but when you add everything else onto this list, it works out at about 110 pages per day, which feels quite doable at the moment. I don't know how well that's going to work because there's a couple of birthdays in February and things like this that I'm also going to be celebrating, so I don't know, but either way it's still very excited to read all of these and get stuck in, and then also do that secret vlog project. So I'm going to leave this video here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me what you're reading in February, I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a clock emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out, including to the comic book sanctum, which will have a ton of stuff coming up about Madam Web throughout the month of February if you are interested in that, as well as a link as well down below to my digital reading journal template, which you can download for free if you want to try out digital reading journaling this year. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos and see that secret vlog project, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time everyone, bye!